Hi everybody, thanks for being here for our kitchen lessons with Chef Will and friends. I'm Chef Will. I am the executive chef here at Nemours Children's Hospital. This is a big place, so I need a lot of help running all the kitchens. So I have a bunch of sous chefs. So with me today I have a very special guest, sous chef Shannon.
Hi everyone. I also work here in the hospital, but I love helping Chef Will here in the kitchen. We also have another special guest here. We have our very own Chef Whiskington. He's actually the saucier. Do you know what a saucier does? I know you do.
I do.
He makes all the sauces in the hospital.
Yeah,
very cool.
He does a really good job. So today we're very excited to talk about planting day at the Nemours Estate in the Can Grow Garden.
What is the Can Grow Garden?
Oh, the Can Grow Garden offers kids and families the opportunities to learn about food that's on their plates. The goal is to get visitors just like you excited about fruits and vegetables that you can actually grow yourself. The programming in the garden focuses on giving visitors practical gardening skills to learn so they can grow food anywhere.
Oh, well, I got a good joke for you.
Yeah.
What is the carrot's favorite drink?
What is the carrot's favorite drink? I'm not sure. What is the carrot's favorite drink?
Root beer.
That's good because they have roots.
Have you actually ever been to the Nemours Estate?
I have not, but I'm planning to go this spring. I'm very excited.
Oh, it is amazing. The mansion, actually, fun fact for you, the mansion and the formal gardens were actually designed in the early 1900s.
Wow.
It's a long time ago, but they are still beautiful. But everything is incredible to see. There's a 47,000 square foot 77-room mansion.
Wow.
Right?
Wow.
So if that's not great enough for you, there's also a chauffeur's garage that has vintage cars like Rolls Royces. And there's 200 acres of a French formal garden.
Whoa.
So there's so much to see here.
That is awesome.
But I will tell you, it's actually a self-guided experience. But there's guides and people along the way in the rooms to give you information about the history of the Nemours Estate. And you can even sign up for a guided tour or shuttles through the garden. So there's a lot to do.
Wow, that's awesome. I'm really excited to go. But will the kids have fun?
Oh, absolutely. There is so much for the kids to do as well. You can have a picnic in the garden. You can hike the woodland paths. You can watch all the wildlife. And there's even a scavenger hunt that you can pick up at the Welcome Center.
Oh, wow. That's awesome. That's awesome. I have a question for you.
Okay, I'm ready.
Why did the bee need a cell phone?
Was he giving somebody a buzz?
Good. But no, that wasn't it. It was the cauliflower. All right. So let's talk about planting day. The amazing gardeners who work at the estate are hardworking right now, planting items like tomatoes, basil, eggplants, all kinds of herbs, and different fruits. So today we're going to be making 2 recipes of produce that's going to be grown right here on site. In fact, here's Gardener Tom now.
Hi, Tom.
Hey, Tom. Okay, so what is a gardener's favorite veggie?
I don't know. What is it?
Beats me. All right, so our first recipe we're going to show you is a really simple recipe of items that you can get in the garden. Pretty soon they should be coming in the season in the next few months. Everything's being planted now. I'm going to grab my recipe here, and we're going to be handing these out as well.
If it's not ready to harvest, can I get this stuff at the grocery store?
You can get this stuff at every grocery store.
Awesome.
It's very easy. So caprese salad is a super simple recipe, very good and very refreshing. So what you're going to use tomatoes. Look at these beautiful tomatoes here. We're going to use some basil. So I brought a bunch of basil, and I absolutely love basil. You can see it smells so good. Yeah, you can see how the leaves look here. And then, so I'm going to grab a bowl here. And another ingredient for that doesn't come from a garden, but it's mozzarella. So I have these little mozzarella balls here that I really like. But you can use mozzarella logs, anything. They're available at all grocery stores. So what we're going to do, so with a parent's help, so I washed these off already, so I'm going to go ahead and pick one of these right off the vine. You can pick it right off the vine outside as well. So again, with a parent or guardian's help, you're going to need to slice up the tomato a little bit. So I like to slice it right in half. You can see, look at that beautiful tomato inside there. And then we're going to slice it just like this. So it's little squares is what you're going to want. Just
Jeff,
like this.
I see something. You have something on your hand there.
Oh, this is a cut glove. This is to help me so that I don't cut my hand.
Oh, very good.
It's very, very helpful. So this is, you want it to look like this. It doesn't have to be any, it could be any size you want to do. I like this size here, so we're going to put that in there. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to slice up the other side of it as well.
Now, I have cherry tomatoes growing at my house. Can I use them as well?
Absolutely, you can use cherry tomatoes. Cherry tomatoes are fantastic. You can just cut them right in half. You can cut them in quarters, and you can throw them right in there like that. Now, so with basil, what I really like to do is I like to just pick the basil, and again, you can pick this right off the plant. Make
Oh,
sure
I
you
can
wash
smell
it.
it. It's so
It
fresh.
smells so
That's so
good.
good, really good.
Yeah, you pick it off just like this, and I want to get all the leaves. You don't want to get the stems because the stems are very bitter. So you want to pick it off. I'll put this off to the side there. And now you can cut this if you want, but the best way to do it is to just actually tear it with your hands. So what this is doing is kind of releasing the oils that are inside, and you can really, really smell it. It smells so good. It smells so fresh. This is a fantastic recipe for spring and summer. You're going to put them in there. And then another super simple thing, again, mozzarella balls. Again, I got these little ones here. If you got a log, you can cut them. But I'm just going to go ahead and put a couple of these guys right in here, just like that. And then we have extra virgin olive oil. I'm going to sprinkle a little bit of this on there. And then 2 more ingredients. I like a little bit of salt in there, and then a little bit of black pepper sprinkled in there. Now, this recipe, I'm using the olive oil and the salt and pepper. A lot of people like to do just Italian dressing and mix it in there. And you just mix it up, and that's it. That's your caprese salad. That is beautiful. It's so tasty. You can eat it just like this. It's ready to go. Or you're going to let it sit. If you let it sit for a little bit, all the flavors are going to marinate in with each other, and every piece is going to be absolutely delicious.
That was so quick and easy,
It's
Chef.
so easy, and it's so fresh. This is a fantastic side dish, or you can put this over top of chicken or fish or anything like that. It's fantastic. You can eat it with chips. It's really, really delicious.
Awesome. Can you save some of that for me for lunch?
I definitely will.
All right. Well, thank you for that. We actually have another special guest with us today. It's Ekta. She's a dietitian here at the hospital. So I'm going to have her tell you a little bit about why veggies are so important.
Oh, fantastic. Welcome, Ekta.
Thank you, Chef. I am very excited to be here today because you know what? I love vegetables.
Yeah.
You know, they are a powerhouse of nutrition.
Mm-hmm.
They're packed with vitamins, minerals, fiber, and antioxidants. They're good for your body, the growth, brain development, and helps us fight diseases. And if they're cooked correctly, prepared correctly, they could be a lot of fun to eat.
Oh, a lot of fun to eat. So why do not many kids really like to eat vegetables?
There are some reasons for that. The biggest one is just the fear of trying new foods. You know, it's called neophobia. It sets in within the ages of 2 to 6 years of age. And also, you know, kids prefer sweeter tastes, so vegetables are not sweeter by nature. So, you know, that could make them sometimes a little bit unpalatable.
Yeah, a little unpalatable. So what can we do about that?
There's a lot of things actually we can do. The first thing is do not give up. For parents, do not give up. You know, keep trying. Keep introducing vegetables in different forms as you know, the transition progresses. And the other thing is like pair them with familiar foods. You know, if they are, for example, peanut butter. A kid likes peanut butter. You pair it with celery. They're much more likely to try it. Similar with if they're a fan of ranch, you know, try veggies, whether it's snap peas, you know, they're much more likely to try it.
Nice.
What else we can do is make him, you know, get them involved.
Mm-hmm.
Get them involved in like knowing and preparing, getting them to the grocery store to pick out which vegetables you would like to eat. Mm-hmm. And if possible, take them to the garden, just like tell them where food comes from.
Fantastic. That's the Can Grow Garden, yes.
That's the Can Grow Garden. And all of these combined with, you know, get the senses involved.
Mm-hmm.
You're a chef, and
know.
people eat with their eyes, especially kids. You know, they eat with their eyes. Get them involved. Try a new recipe. If they like crunchier foods, like make something differently. For example, like we're doing today, eggplant.
Oh, fantastic!
Making eggplant fries. Who doesn't like fries?
Yeah, that's fantastic. Like Ekta said, thank you so much for all that information. It was very informative. Like Ekta said, we're going to be making our second recipe. We're going to be making with items, again, you're going to be able to pick from the Can Grow Garden. We are going to make eggplant fries today. It's really, really cool. So what we have here, what you're going to need for that is an eggplant. Look at this here. Beautiful. Now, these come in different sizes, and this is a beautiful eggplant. You can get all these items at stores again. So eggplants, we're going to move these tomatoes over just a little bit.
Do you have a fun fact about eggplants, actually?
Oh, okay, yes.
You know, I mean, everybody associates eggplant with this deep purple color, but the name eggplant came from the varieties that are native, like, you know, heirloom varieties are mostly white, and they resemble the shape of an egg. That's where the name comes from.
Oh, I did not know that. That's fantastic. Thank you for that information. So on that note, we are actually going to use eggs. These are not eggplants; these are eggs. So a couple things we're going to use. We're going to have eggs. I have garlic powder. I have salt. I like kosher salt. We have ground black pepper. We have Italian seasonings. We have a little bit of Parmesan cheese, grated Parmesan cheese. panko breadcrumbs. This is just bread that's kind of ground up. And then we're just going to use regular all-purpose flour. And again, these are all items available at the grocery store. A lot of people have these in their cupboards at home already. So what we're going to do is, and again, with your parents' help, parent or guardian help, you want to make sure you wash your eggplant. I did that already with these. So what we're going to do, we're going to cut the top of it off. We're going to cut the bottom of it off, and then we'll push these right off to the side. And then we want to make thick cut eggplant fries. So I'm going to go ahead and cut these just about that, about 2 inches. I'm going to go ahead and slice it down. You want it to be about the size of your finger. And now I got this really cool tool. You can use just a knife, so you can just cut it just like this and make thick fries, kind of like what steak fries are going to look like. Or I got this really cool tool here. This has a perforated side here. So this just is really cool because it makes it easier to pick up. And it gives it this really cool shape. So if a lot of times crinkle cut French fries will have this shape, and I really, really like it. I use this a lot at home with my kids because it makes it easier to grab. You can pick it up a lot easier, and it's really great because you can see how it cuts there on the side. It holds.
It's a nice design.
Yeah, nice design. It also grips the food better that we're going to be putting on. So I'm just going to finish cutting these ones up here. Then I'm going to show you the mix that we're going to be mixing. Alright, so they're all cut up. I'm going to push those off to the side. Now I'm going to grab, you're going to need 3 bowls for this. I'm going to put these guys right over here just to get them out of the way so we have some room here. So you're going to need 3 bowls for this, and I'm going to teach you chef tricks as we're doing this as well. So the first bowl, we're going to put all-purpose flour. You can measure it out. You don't really have to. What we're going to do, we're going to be coating the eggplant in the flour just so everything holds onto it. And then the next thing we're going to do, we're going to do an egg. You want to crack your eggs in the middle bowl. Make sure that you don't get any shells in there. I've been doing this a really long time, so you might want to crack it into a different cup and then pour it in here when the shells aren't there. Once everything is in there, push that out of the way. We're going to whisk these up a little bit. So this is going to hold everything together for us here. So basically you're making like scrambled eggs. It's going to look just like that.
Eggs add protein.
It does. It does have protein. And then the next bowl you're going to add your breadcrumbs. And again, you don't really need to measure this out because you're going to be rolling around your fries in there. But you do want to measure out these ingredients here. So Parmesan cheese. I'm going to follow the recipe that I'm handing out here. So we're going to use some Parmesan cheese here. This gives it really good flavor. You can also make it without the cheese if you want to. But it has really, really good flavor. And then next I'm going to add some salt to this. And again, they're French fries, so you want to make them a little bit salty because it'll be delicious. Then we're going to add some garlic powder. This just gives it a nice flavor. A little bit of black pepper. And then we're going to add a bunch of, this is Italian seasoning here. You can use dried basil or oregano if you want, if you don't have that at home. So that's what that is. And I like to put a little bit of flour in here as well, just because it helps bind everything together. So now what you're going to do, so this is a chef trick here. So you have the 3 bowls. So you want to have a wet hand and a dry hand. So what that means is the dry hand is going to be in all the dry ingredients, and then the wet hand is going to go right in the egg. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take my stuff set up here. So all the eggplant that we already cut, and again, you want them cut just like that. You want to dip them right into the flour, and you're going to toss it around with your dry hand, and then tap it off a little bit, and then you put it in here, and you drop it in there. Make sure your dry hand doesn't go in here. Then you use your other hand, and you just kind of coat it. So what this is doing, the flour is helping the egg coat and stick to it. And then you're going to drop this into your breadcrumb mixture. You're going to use your dry hand, and you're going to toss it around in there. And then these are going to be your eggplant fries.
That is a great tip, Chef.
It's really good. So when making these, you can leave the skin on. You can take the skin off. I generally take the skin off. I wanted to leave the skin on so I can show you what it looks like when you do cook it with the skin on. But basically, this is what it's going to look like. This is your raw ingredient. So this is the one we're going to go ahead and we're going to put this in the toaster oven. So I'm going to go ahead and switch my glove real quick just because I was touching the raw egg. And these are very, very tasty. All right, so what we're going to do, put all of these guys in here. So once you get it and it looks just like that, you want to put it on get some vegetable oil and spray a pan. So we're using an air fryer today. A lot of people have air fryers at home. If you don't have an air fryer at home, don't worry, you can use an oven. And so we're going to have it set to 350, and it's going to take about 10 to 15 minutes. You want to get these nice and golden brown. So if I was to do all of this, it would take a little bit of time. So I'm going to speed things up just for the show. So this is basically what it's going to look like. And you're going to go ahead and you're going to put them in your air fryer or in your oven, and you're going to set the timer, and you're going to get it started up, and I'm going to set it. And again, just to speed things up for TV, I made some up ahead of time. Thank you, Ekta. So here is what the final product will look like. Look at these. Look how beautiful these are.
They do look very good.
Yeah, they're nice.
Imagine how this looked like, the eggplant.
Yeah,
before.
this does not look like eggplant. These look fantastic. They almost kind of look like mozzarella sticks. They're nice and they're thick, but then when you break into them, you can see that they're so nice inside. So that's it. This is eggplant fries, and so this is a really quick and easy recipe, a really fun recipe to do with eggplants. So you can use this, and you can dip this in some marinara sauce if you want, maybe some ketchup. Yeah, you can enjoy. So that is it. That's our fries here. So I wanted to thank you all for watching, and I want to thank Ekta for being here. I really appreciate all your information. Sous Chef Shannon, thank you so much for being here as always. Chef Whiskington, fantastic. Really appreciate it. And I want to thank everyone out there for watching. If you have any questions, thank you so much.